Well, apparently, repeated exposure to free coughs can cause repetitive knee injuries, and perhaps there's a theory that.
Well, we did hear he likes to crawl on the ground. He would. I don't know if you read the Rolling Stone article, but apparently he would leave the room while he and his, Cassie Ventura was left behind with the male worker, and then he would crawl back in to see, like, and look at mirrors and around corners to see if maybe they were doing something that he didn't approve of. After hiring the guy to come in and do things that no other man should be approving of done to his significant other. Terrible.
Surely that could cause knee cartilage damage.
Or perhaps it was maybe this was caused by mechanical error. I'm not sure if you've heard all of the things that were at these freak offs, but I'm gonna throw out a name, and it's not the correct one, but I'm probably pretty close. So I'm going to be paraphrasing the manufacturer, but it's like called the Bang-O-Matic 2000 or something along those lines. It's a pneumatic device. It's literally a pneumatic device that moves a prosthetic member, right? A male prosthetic member back and forth at whatever speed you want it set to. Real talk. And he would have several delivered to each of these freak offs. You can't make this stuff up, You really can't.
Did he get out of the hospital because he wanted to see the Grammys?
No. This is a theory, boss, that a bunch of people are running with. There are a bunch of people that are saying, you notice that they tried to do this right around this specific time. So his kids, you don't tell them when you're going to the hospital. You tell them you're in pain and that you need an MRI. And it could be, he might have told them that in September and he's going now. They don't, you're not at the helm when you're a federal inmate. They're going to bring you when they are damn good and ready. There's also been a lot made about it's the Bangmaster 5000. There's also a lot made about the fact that he went out in the middle of the night and that they did this, this is all underhanded stuff because they snuck him out. People, you're not going during the daytime to go get anything done if you're an inmate. They don't want the people in the hospital to have to watch us go shackling in like this because we scare people. Right? I mean, we really do. I've seen the fear in the eyes of employees when I got brought into a hospital. They bring you in when they think there's going to be the easiest way to get you in and out with as little publicity as possible. But have you heard theories on this, Sean? There are people that are saying he did this because he's having people meet him at the hospital to give him Tucci. Or that's one theory that a video has been made of. And there's at least 5 videos out there of people that said this is when the body double is going to take his place. So for those that are trying to, you got to work with me on this, right? And use your deductive reasoning. They're at MDC Brooklyn. So when they leave there, they could go to any hospital. They don't have a contract with one. Even in the feds, they won't take everybody to the same hospital. He could have gone to any one of these. What would have happened for everything to line up? And you say, well, once he knows he's going, he can make a phone call. It doesn't work like that either. What they do is they come to your unit and they go, hey, come with me. You're going down to medical. And then they take you to the segregated housing unit and they lock you up. They don't tell you why. You don't have a phone. Your phone gets turned off so you can't make calls or do anything else. Trust me, they're good at this. And this was nothing fancy. This is Sean Combs being brought to the hospital because he's complaining about pain all the time.
Yeah, I only interacted with outside medical once. I was in Sheriff Joe's jail the first year and I had dental braces. So my lawyer had to court order the judge to court order the jail to take me to a dentist.
And oh
boy, I was in. We had these redneck guards with guns. I'm shackled everywhere. I'm doing the penguin shuffle into this little reception at this dentist, and all these regular citizens and grannies and grandfathers are like, "What is this guy?"
Yeah, that's exactly right. I was saying that. I said that in a video yesterday. I said, this is the moment, I promise, that Puffy for the first time becomes an inmate. Because the first time that you see people inside the jail, the guards look at everybody like they're the same. You're just a piece of crap. But when you get to the real world and now there's somebody that's free staff, you're talking to an RN or you're talking to somebody that does, the video, the imagery for MRIs. you look in their eyes and you see fear. You see that person who looks at you like they're afraid that, and they're going to have to take off all of that equipment for him to get an MRI. I've had it done to me 9-10 times in the feds. They got to take all of that off because it's a magnet, right? It's a magnetic resonance imagery. So you can't have handcuffs on while that magnet's running, or your hands will go right to it. So they're going to have to leave him in there without a guard because of the radiation and all that. So they stand right on the other side of the shield, right? But the people in there, yeah, that was a tough day for Sean Combs, I promise. That realization that everybody thinks you're a monster is a tough thing to see in other people's faces.
Sharon's saying, did he made it to hospital the night before the US aid got pulled? Any coincidence?
Say that one more time, because I don't think I understood the question.
I don't understand it. Even the night before the US aid got pulled, USAID got pulled.
I don't know. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. I will say this. They have been known to do things. If you're working with the authorities, right, they will come up with reasons to get you out of the unit. If Diddy disappears for 5 hours, everybody in that unit's going to go, that rat bastard, right? If you walk off and talk to cops without witnesses there, you ratted. That's just how it goes. So there have been times where they will say they're taking you to medical, or they're taking you, and they'll take him to a room somewhere. And I'll tell you something, Sean, what I found interesting is if you look in the real world, not down here on the internet, but in that stupid terrestrial media, they came out and said he was taken out in the middle of the night so that inmates wouldn't think he was working with authorities or doing anything like that. What the hell? I'm serious. I was watching this and I went, what did he just say? Like, why the hell would you say that? There's no reason to say that. It made no sense to me. I wouldn't be surprised, folks, we're getting to the point where if he's going to do something, he better start doing it. Yeah. If he's going to start dealing, he better start dealing. They're running out of time.
So what about the theory then that they're going to eliminate him medically? He's not going to end up like Jeffrey. He's going to get a medical elimination.
I don't think they want him eliminated. I'll be honest with you, folks. I don't think they want him eliminated, and I'll tell you why. Every once in a while, they got to sacrifice somebody. Right? It was the last one was Harvey Weinstein, and if you say the Me Too movement, you say Harvey Weinstein. Like that was the epicenter, the head of the scandal, so to speak, right? But that's who you think of when you think of the Me Too movement. Well, this is bigger than that in a lot of ways, and Diddy is becoming the face of everything that's wrong in Hollywood. He's being sacrificed, but I don't think they're going to kill him to sacrifice him. I think they're going to put all of the sins and everything that people hate about Hollywood, he's going to be the face of that. And so is this trial. That's my opinion.
So we might get back to Diddy, but tons of people in the chat are asking about Beyonce winning for Cowboy Carter. What's your thoughts on that, Tommy?
My thoughts on the Grammys in general. 50 Cent had more hits on his first album than the Beatles did. Did you know that? It's remarkable to me, but he didn't win a Grammy yet. Okay, the Grammys are just a way to get people excited to buy tickets for concerts, right? The Grammys are just an outlet. There aren't awards. These are fake. These are little pieces of plastic that they give out to kick off your tour. And they're doing everything they can right now, in my opinion, to try to save Voldemort. And they're trying to keep his name out of the press. I'm not sure if you knew this, but allegedly his attorney, Busby, filed a letter talking about a home that was owned by Sean Combs. Did you hear this? Okay. So
is this the White House, the big White House?
Yeah. Yes. Now that house was purchased prior to the year 2000, purchased allegedly in 98, and it was sold in 2003, or 2023 rather, which would make it so that he had a house. They also allege that Voldemort had been in that house a month to 2 months before the VMAs, but he came out and went, "There's no house within." So this is a bad thing for his camp, and I think everything we're seeing, they're spacing out and dropping one after another to try to keep the people that talk. They want to bury the stories about him with other stories. I think this is all a hustle. And I think that the Grammys are a hustle. They had to give her the award for that album. It was the only one she made, right? There was no other option. And you can't not give Beyonce a Grammy. She's about to go on tour, right? She just announced the Cowboy Carter tour. And you know what's odd, Sean? She didn't say the tickets are going to cost this much money. I'm going to be touring outside the United States or inside the United States. Here are the tour dates. Here are the cities. Nothing. Just, I'm going to tour. Well, there's a shocker. It's your 8th studio album. Why wouldn't you tour? But they're doing all of this because you remember when the Cassie Ventura tape hit, right? Cassie Ventura tape hits, and everybody all at once pushes everything off of the internet. The only thing that anybody was talking about was that video. So all of the teams of people that they had hired, and believe me, they hired him to try to rehash his reputation. Forget it. Just got blown out of the water because we